US President Joe Biden renews call for national assault weapons ban and other gun safety measures. Bangladesh growth and foreign currency reserves facing inflationary pressures, elevated volatility and slowdown in trading partners. IMF. Charles III crowned as King of UK at historic ceremony in London. Floods, wildfires in Western Canada displaced thousands. Pakistan Supreme Court rules arrest of former PM Imran Khan illegal. Orders immediate release. No significant progress in Myanmar peace plan. Unity needed to chart the way forward. ASEAN. Sri Lanka gains support in debt restructuring efforts. Sudan crisis. Arab League Council issues resolution to form Arab Ministerial Contact Group. UAE Ministry of Economy hosts CEP Beyond Trade event to celebrate India UAE FTA partnership anniversary. US President Joe Biden renewed his call for a national assault weapons ban and other gun safety measures a day after 8 people were murdered at a Texas shopping mall in the latest mass shooting that shook the nation. Responders, distressed witnesses, and police described scenes of panic and horror north of Dallas, where video footage circulating online showed the shooter exiting a sedan in an outlet mall parking lot on Saturday and firing with a semi automatic rifle on people walking nearby. An officer on an unrelated call nearby quickly responded and neutralized the shooter at the large facility in Allen, police said. International Monetary Fund team which visited Bangladesh between April 25 and 7th May to discuss recent macroeconomic development and the implementation of USD 4 billion loan has flagged concern about how macroeconomic parameters of the country. Issuing a statement on the conclusion of the visit, IMF mission chief for Bangladesh said Bangladesh remains one of the fastest growing economies in the Asia Pacific region despite a challenging backdrop. However, its growth and foreign currency reserve is weighted down by persistent inflationary pressures, elevated volatility of global financial conditions, and slowdown in major advanced trading partners. The IMF statement issued in Dhaka on Sunday said that they took stock of progress made towards meeting key commitments under the fund supported program. This will be formally assessed in the review of extended credit facility, extended fund facility, resilience and sustainability facility arrangements, which is expected to be undertaken later this year. The IMF team held meetings with Bangladesh Bank Governor, Finance Secretary, and other senior government and Bangladesh Bank officials to discuss recent macroeconomic and financial sector developments. King Charles has been crowned at his coronation in London on Saturday, has taken his oath and been crowned in a ceremony witnessed by over 2,000 guests and dignitaries in Westminster Abbey. The Archbishop of Canterbury placed the St. Edward's crown on the king's head during a ceremony at Westminster Abbey. After the king was crowned, his wife Camilla was crowned as queen. Gun salutes were made at 13 locations across UK, including London. At the moment King Charles was crowned, while the bells of Westminster Abbey rang for 2 minutes. Thousands of people were asked to leave their homes in western part of Canada as sudden extreme heat has triggered wildfires in the parts of Alberta. Local media reported that rapidly melting snow has led to floods in British Columbia. It said more than 13,000 people were ordered to evacuate in Alberta, where more than 70 fires were actively burning. The territory of Little Red River Cree Nation, one of the most severely hit areas, saw 1,458 hectare fire destroyed 20 homes and the police station. Earlier, Canadian government said that the western and central region of Canada are experiencing abnormally dry conditions and severe drought in some places. It said there have already been 348 wildfires in Alberta this year. These fires have burned through 25,000 hectares of land. Western Canada has been enduring a cold spring up till last week. The quick rise in temperature 10 to 15 degrees Celsius above the average for this time of the year has led to both fires and flooding. On 9th May 1502, fourth and final voyage of Christopher Columbus launched. On this day in 1502, Master Navigator and Admiral Christopher Columbus, long considered the discoverer of the New World, set sail from Spain on his fourth and final voyage, hoping to find a passage to Asia. On 12th May 1937, George VI was crowned at Westminster Abbey in London following the abdication of his brother Edward VIII. King George reigned until his death in 1952. He was succeeded by his daughter Elizabeth. In Pakistan, country's Supreme Court has ruled illegal the arrest of former Prime Minister and Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf chairman Imran Khan in Al-Qadir Trust case. According to the reports, the apex court ordered the immediate release of Imran Khan, rejecting government's contention that an accountability court had already approved the former prime minister's physical remand. The Supreme Court reportedly said that if the foundation of the arrest was illegal, a structure cannot be allowed to build on it. The top court asked Imran Khan to approach the Islamabad High Court again. The Supreme Court asked Khan to abide by the order of Islamabad High Court. A three-member apex court bench headed by Chief Justice of Pakistan and other justices was hearing the case. During the hearing, one of the justices said that the time had come for the court to set an example for the future. He said that the manner in which Khan was arrested cannot be tolerated. This comes as a relief for Khan, who was arrested from the Islamabad High Court premises on May 9th amid heavily presence of security forces. The chair of ASEAN Summit, Indonesian President Joko Widodo, has called for unity among the member countries to resolve crisis in military-ruled Myanmar, as there has been no significant progress in the peace plan. The violence in Myanmar dominated the two-day ASEAN Summit in Indonesia in the backdrop of attack on the humanitarian aid convoy of AHA Center and ASEAN monitoring team in Myanmar. Chairing the summit on the concluding day, Mr. Widodo said that Indonesia continues to engage with various parties in Myanmar for the implementation of five-point consensus reached earlier in April 2021. He said Indonesia continued its effort to create an atmosphere to facilitate inclusive dialogue, distribution of humanitarian aid, and an end to violence. ASEAN chair and Indonesian president called upon the 10-member grouping to chart a united path to de-escalate the spiraling violence since the military overthrew the government led by Aung San Suu Kyi in 2021. In a virtual meeting of creditor nations co-chaired by Japan, France and India, Sri Lanka received positive responses from 26 countries and 19 creditors regarding the coordination of loan restructuring efforts. The discussions centered around confirming two debt rollover ceilings set by International Monetary Fund to ensure debt sustainability for Sri Lanka in the future. The Paris Club, known for its expertise in restructuring debt for defaulted nations, has been actively involved in the process, with India formally joining the group of the Western lenders. Sri Lanka, which has faced monetary instability and forex shortages, accumulated a significant amount of international sovereign bonds and Chinese budget support loans over the past decade. As per reports, Sri Lankan government's external debt stood at over $36 billion by the end of 2022, with an additional $1.647 billion in sovereign guaranteed debt in state enterprises, with the recent borrowings during periods of monetary instability. Sri Lanka's total external debt reached $41.47 billion. The Arab League Council issued a resolution to form an Arab ministerial contact group to communicate with Sudanese parties and influential countries aiming to reach a settlement of the crisis in Sudan. The resolution made during the Council's emergency meeting in Egyptian capital Cairo is meant to intensify Arab efforts to find a peaceful solution to the current conflict between Sudanese army and paramilitary rapid support forces that erupted in mid-April. Under the resolution, the contact group would include representatives from Saudi Arabia, Egypt, and Arab League, according to an Arab League statement. The committee aims to reach a complete and sustainable ceasefire in Sudan and addresses the causes of the crisis. It will further coordinate with international relief organizations to provide urgent humanitarian and medical support to citizens and displaced persons inside Sudan. Ralph Boston, an American athlete who set a world record in long jump and was the first man to jump more than 27 feet. Boston won the silver medal at 1964 Olympic Games in Tokyo and the bronze medal at 1968 Olympic Games in Mexico City, where his teammate shattered his world record. After his track career ended, Boston was a television sports commentator and administrator at the University of Tennessee and a business executive in Georgia. The UAE Ministry of Economy has organized a special event called CEPA Beyond Trade to celebrate the first anniversary of UAE-India Comprehensive Economic Partnership Agreement. The event took place on the sideline of the annual investment meeting at Abu Dhabi National Exhibition Center on May 8th, and will highlight the positive impact of the agreement on commercial and cultural exchange between two nations over the past 12 months. CEPA Beyond Trade featured panel discussions with industry leaders from both UAE and India, who will discuss the successes of the partnership and collaborations in various areas such as food, fashion, and the arts. The event also included a street food festival, fashion display, and live entertainment. UAE Minister of State for Foreign Trade said that the UAE-India CEPA will be regarded as not only a turning point in bilateral relations, but a model for international collaboration. The UAE-India CEPA is a milestone for both nations, establishing a hugely important platform for long-term sustainable growth by increasing market access for our respective exporters, industrialists, and investors.